Hey guys, just got done working out and noticed I had a lot of people asking me to make a video about the process and how I made my weight plates and colored them. I had a bunch of old rusty plates, you know, the kind that are just wasting away but cheap that you can find right now, a lot of them. And I decided to finally make them uniform after my weight post broke and was replacing that, and so decided to get my posts a little bit nicer and my weights a little bit nicer. So what I did is I took and I did the 45s blue and then my 25s green. Nobody has 35s anymore. I took 10s and made them pink, purple, and white all the way down. Kind of happy with the way that they turned out. I did this because I had different kinds. I had ones that just had standard. I had Olympico. I had all different kinds of ones. They were all mismatched. They were all, a lot of them, because they're old, had chunks out of them or are just parts that weren't very nice anymore. So I want to quickly show you how I did that and how I fixed all of them, so that if you want to choose to do it yourself, you can. You can use any kind of color coordinate them, maybe add a different look to your home gym. So I don't have any plates left that aren't done. I don't have any rust ones anymore, but I do have these two older kilo plates. So I'm going to kind of show you step by step what I did to actually make the plates that way. So the first thing that I did was I got a wire brush for my impact driver or drill. You can get these at Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon, wherever. It's just a wire brush that kind of connects to the end of a drill, and you just go over the entire thing, inside, outside, just to knock all the excess rust off. And I've done vinegar, and honestly, the vinegar takes twice as long and the results aren't that noticeably different from doing this as compared to doing vinegar. And since I had a lot of weight plates and not a lot of tub space to buy gallons of vinegar, I decided to do this instead. After you get done with that, you want to get some of that rust off. Just take a bucket, some dish soap, add it to it, take an old rag, and just wipe it down real good, and then dry it off, and you're set to go. After that, you're going to want to put some kind of base coat on as a rust protector so that you don't end up with the same problem pretty close thereafter. A lot of people recommend the Rust-Oleum paint stuff. I tried a lot of different kinds, and I'm just telling you that that one was horrible. The best that I've used is this Krylon rust protector. Make sure you get it in a flat, not a gloss. I did have, for those of you who saw that Rust-Oleum was a semi-gloss, I did try the flat of that as well. Still don't like it. It takes too long to dry. It's really tacky when it gets done. This stuff says it dries in 8 minutes. It probably dries closer to 10 to 15. But when it does, they look really nice. Like, they look really nice where I almost second guess whether or not I should speckle them and just use them as the black because they look super clean. But once you spray paint a side, then just flip it over, spray paint the other side, and let it dry. And then once it's done, you're ready to start with the spackling process. For the spackling process, you need a couple of things. You need whatever colors that you're going to use. So I had lots of different colors. These are just examples. You can use any kind of paint, Rust-Oleum, Krylon, fluorescent, whatever. If you're going to put it onto a black base, you really need to probably mix it with some white, because otherwise your paint won't show up on that black very well, especially if you're using fluorescent type colors. So you can just get like a cheap 97-cent Walmart can of spray paint, and you're just going to mix that in with whatever color so that it makes the paint actually pop on the black surface. So to do that, you're not actually going to spray it onto those. You're going to grab a paintbrush. So you can just get cheap Dollar Tree, Walmart paintbrushes. It doesn't have to be a long one. I just got some 99-cent 1-inch paintbrushes and for different colors that I wanted. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your colors and you're going to spray them onto the brush. So I'm going to use a white, and sorry if the camera moves a lot right now. I'm going to use a white first, like I said, to help it pop. So I'm going to take it and just fill in with some white, flip it over, fill the other side in with some white. Then I'm going to take the green and I'm going to put on some green and then put on some green. And what you're really doing is just getting some of that paint into the brush. And you can kind of mop it up if you want. And then you're gonna take it, and all you're really gonna do is just flick your wrist. And as you start adding the paint, you'll start getting the different colors splashing on. And that's really all you're doing, is just flicking, 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 flicking. If you want, you can actually take and make a quick dash across. It's a kind of a smeared look, and that will help you. Honestly, when you're doing this, the two areas you really need to make sure you get are the center ring, because I found no matter how little paint you splash in here, as long as you really make sure that this gets a lot of splash, for lack of a better word, and the rim gets it, the inside will look fairly full with just a little bit. So you're gonna let that dry, and then you're gonna let that dry once you flip it over. And then the last step is you'll just take them and you'll stack them together. And I wait till I have like 6 or 7 plates done, and I make a tower. And then you basically are gonna go around the outside edge, flicking it as well. Once it's dry, which take you about 15 minutes for each side and everything, they're done, and you can put them on. My wife was interested in possibly using a paint pen to actually put the numbers onto some of the weights. It does look okay that way. I actually kind of like it with just the black, so that's why I kind of kept it that way for the rest of them. But it's a process that'll take you a little bit, because you've got to do several coats of different kinds of paint, but you can personalize it to the colors that you want, and you can make it yours. So I hope this helps you. Have a great night.